Good evening. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Leon Jones, and in this segment, let's talk about civil engineering. Now, civil engineering is the oldest branch of engineering. Civil engineering came from military engineering. Now, when I talk about civil engineering, I'm basically talking about infrastructure. Now, civil engineering has some branches. In fact, if you're looking to get into soils, geotechnical engineering is a branch of civil engineering. If you want to get into traffic, transportation, transportation engineering is a branch of civil engineering. You like buildings, bridges, you can get into structural engineering. Now, if you want to work with stormwater, want to work with sewers, you can get into municipal engineering. In fact, municipal engineering is one branch of engineering that's basically run by the government. You work for your street department or your Department of Public Works, and you work for your city. But when it comes to municipal engineering, you're responsible for making sure that the infrastructure in your city is safe. Now, to be a civil engineer, you have to be licensed. Now, the way you get licensed is you go through a 4-year curriculum at a 4-year college. Now, if you want to save money, you start off at a 2-year college. You take all of your math and science there. You get an AS in pre engineering. Then you go to a 4-year college. You save money. And also, you don't have to worry about being weeded out. Now, some of your schools, like a Purdue or your University of Maryland, they like to weed out students. But if you take the community college route, you don't have to worry about being weeded out. Now, your degree must be accredited by ABET. ABET stands for Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology. Now, something else you need to know about civil engineering as well, because I named a few branches. Surveying is also part of civil engineering. Architectural engineering, construction management. Now, when you tie everything together with the branches of civil engineering or the subdisciplines of civil engineering, they all equal one thing: infrastructure. Civil engineering is about design and planning roads, bridges, tunnels, marinas, and other forms of infrastructure. You can put dams in there, and you need all the sub branches of civil engineering to make your infrastructure work. Now, the way you get into the civil engineering field, I suggest you start off as a surveyor. Test construction materials. Companies like Engineering Construction Services, or ECS, ATC, they hire individuals who are interested in materials testing. You can work for different survey forms or firms. Also learn computer aided drafting. See, the big thing about civil engineering is this: when we talk about civil, we talk about society. All civil engineers must be licensed. In fact, civil engineers work primarily for the government and private consulting firms. Now, when I mention licensing, you start off by taking your FE examination. Your FE examination is 110 questions. It's a 5.5 hour or 6 hour examination. You have to pass that. Then once you pass that, you work 4 years under a professional engineer. 3 years if you have a master's degree, 2 years if you have a PhD. Now, if you have a PhD, you don't have to take the FE exam. Now, after you work for a professional engineer, then you apply to take your PE. Once you pass your PE, you are then a professional engineer. Now, once you get your license, you have to keep up with all of the requirements, your PDHs. An area that's going to help you is an organization like the American Society of Civil Engineers. But again, when it comes to civil engineering, the growth rate for civil engineers within the next 10 years is around 8 to 10% because you're going to have civil engineers retire. But civil engineering is a good field. If you want to get into project management, construction. Now again, civil engineers design all of your infrastructure, from your roads, your bridges, your tunnels. You even have environmental engineering. Environmental engineers do all of your wastewater plants. Again, your traffic, your transportation engineers, your structural engineers. When it comes to infrastructure, civil engineers have their hands in it. But again, if you want to become a civil engineer, you must master calculus, physics, statics, dynamics, mechanics of materials. They're all part of one another. Now, besides all those courses, get experience in the real world. Because in the end, we need better infrastructure. And if you're interested in the field of engineering, civil engineering, check with your local community college. Because once again, civil engineering is a good field, and I've given you my overview, and that concludes this subject from the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And want to see me make more videos? Please share all of my videos, because this information about STEM is crucial. We need more STEM people. But in the end, all of my videos, once I pre-record them, will also go to Twitter, MeWe. It will also go to Parler. Now, if you're looking for some political content, check out the 401 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube. And also, you can check out my Blog Talk radio show. In fact, my Blog Talk radio show, I'll be talking about some of these science, technology, engineering, and math subjects as well, because it's very crucial that you understand industries like civil engineering. Because without civil engineers, you wouldn't have that road that you're driving on. You wouldn't have clean water. You wouldn't have your structural buildings. You wouldn't have your construction materials. So when it comes to a major in school, check out civil engineering. Once again, thank you for listening to the Mind of STEM channel right here on YouTube. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Please have a wonderful and gracious evening.